Hey guys, Riley with ConcealedCarry.com, staying here with Rob Pincus, Avidity Arms, and we got the PD10. I'll tell you what, this is the gun that supposedly doesn't exist, but we saw it, I touched it, we shot it.
You even shot it.
It
yeah, you're
shot
one of the guys.
good.
One of the guys that shot it. This is the dirty
like
one.
One of what, like 10?
Well, no, maybe something approaching 500 people, probably realistically over the last couple years.
It took 500 people for me to finally shoot your gun.
Finally, you're there. You're in the top 500 though.
Okay.
Which is pretty cool.
Does that mean I get my own special edition?
You might. I mean, I can chisel a little front serration. A lot of people want that. A lot of people on the internet have a lot of ideas about this gun, including that the gun may not exist. This one's actually had about 30,000 plus rounds, probably about 35,000 rounds on this slide. We hit about 7,500 the other day on the range with this frame. And I guess, just as much as I can stand here and talk about it, people can Google, Avidity Arms PD10 and hear me talk about it. What did you think of it while you were shooting it?
I'll tell you what I thought of it. A lot of people talking about the Glock 48.
Sure, yeah.
Saying, well, Glock beat him to it. But you know what? This gun feels better in the hand to me than a Glock 48. And it shoots, in my opinion, like a bigger gun than it is. The Glock 48 still feels like a Glock 43. And this feels like a similar sized gun, but a lot more controllable, flatter shooting, better recoil management.
Hopefully that's the ergonomics first and foremost, and then the trigger probably plays a role in that as well. When you look at the specs, the guns are very, very similar. I wrote an article, people are, oh, don't even bother now. Well, the fact is, the idea of don't even bother now is if, Glock came out with that polymer striker fire double stack called the 17, and they brought it in the US in '86, and I noticed that there's a lot of XDs and M&Ps and SIG 320s. I don't think they've cornered the market on full-size single stack polymer guns, but the reality is they probably increased our market dramatically by making it okay with a bunch of people who 3 months ago might have said, oh, who needs a single stack? Well, now all of a sudden Glock did it. Wait a minute, maybe this is an idea, and it's an idea that plenty of companies have had. The specs are the specs. Every gun's going to feel a little different in everybody's hands. I'm excited about the response I get. I'm excited about the Glock 48. I'm excited about the Glock 48 slide on a Glock 43 frame as a great configuration for a carry gun, because this is a PD10. We plan on doing a chopped PD8. I may be carrying the Glock 48 in a month, right? I got one on Tuesday. I'm picking it up. I'm excited about shooting it. If I like it as much as I think I am, it may become my new carry gun until this is proven and ready and the insurance is in place and all that, because we are not in production yet, but we will be. In the meantime,
everybody wants to know when.
Everybody wants to know. So do I. Trust me. So do I. But we're moving right along. We're part of the family.
But I will say, Rob, talking to you for a while now about this. We talked to you last year about this. I'm seeing, baby steps.
Sure.
But we're making progress.
Well, and I mean, some things like this, the steel inserts, right? Doing the metal inserts inside of the rear frame rails was something we resisted doing for a long time for a couple of production and assembly reasons. And we did change the radius, change the length, change the size, change the shape. We still were getting guns that were breaking at 5,000 or 6,000 about 50% of the time. We'd lose this frame rail on the left side. So finally, we just had to bite it. Last year we spent really 6 months lost time. Forget about the lost time trying to make the plastic ones right. Then design the inserts, change the mold, then the assembly, then the testing. So we're sort of almost back to where we were last year, but with a much better gun, a gun that goes over 10,000 very easily, very consistently without damage to the frame, which is probably important.
Well, and people don't realize that there's a lot of R&D, a lot of testing, and trial and error that goes into building a gun from the ground up. Other companies have tried and failed. Other companies are able to do it maybe faster, but they're they're a big company with a lot of resources.
But I'll tell you, here's what happens when I find out about guns sometimes before the public does, because I'm in the industry and I know people for 20-something plus years, and they'll say, yeah, keep your eye on what we're going to be doing next year with a full-size single stack. I get one of those wink, wink, nudge, nudges. Well, if they're willing to say that to me, they've probably been working on it for a year and a half. So we talked about this from the time it was a napkin sketch, May of 2014. So a lot of people are like, whoa, Rob, for 4 or 5 years, this is crazy. It's actually not that crazy when you look at the production timelines for companies that have been around for 400 years. How long does it take Beretta to go from scratch to a gun? And they've been doing this for a long time. So I'm not at all embarrassed. I'm an impatient person, but I'm not embarrassed. It doesn't mean we did something wrong because it's taking us this much time. I actually think it means we're doing it right.
Yeah, I agree. And like we said, back to focusing on the gun, it shoots great. It feels good in the hand. In fact, I really prefer the way this feels. It's got a little bit longer grip in this area, right? Which I think feels the hand a little bit nicer. Decent stippling in the right places. Good controllable gun. Accurate too. Awesome sights.
We got the Ameriglow claw sights on there.
So, PD10, coming to a store near you.
Someday.
Sometime. Rob, thanks for talking to me about it, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.